Alright, what's up, guys? So back with another one here. So just this past weekend, we had 2 Cygames Cup qualifiers. But something else that was really cool was in France, the Kayane Cup. The director of Granblue Versus, Fukuhara-san, actually went out there, and Kayane sat his ass down for a long interview. It's really good. Let me just show you. It's all on her channel. It was 26 minutes. It's worth watching if you're interested. But today, I just want to go over some key points as a fighting game player and share my thoughts. It was really, I was very, very impressed. I was very, very impressed. Kayane didn't hold any punches back. We were talking like that. That's very, very French style, right? There was no ass kicking from Kayane. She was hitting the hard hitting questions. Fukuhara was sweating. It was pretty good. But anyway, if you like this stuff, hit the sub button. Go hit the sub button on Kayane's channel too for bringing this content, and let's go. Like I said, it's 26 minutes here. I don't want to just watch the whole thing. Let's just break it down bit by bit. So nice intro here. We learned that Kayane is a huge fangirl, as we already know. If you've been around the scene, you know she's OG fighting game player, like Soul Calibur champion, European champion, and she's French. That automatically makes her a weep. It's in French people's blood. So all French people are weeps. They love anime. They love all that stuff here. So the first question, why a fighting game spinoff? This was pretty interesting, you know, because Granblue's got like 20 million, 30 million players on the mobile game. So why do you do a fighting game? He said, because we wanted to reach a wider audience, which I was like, really? Who thought of that? If you really think, who was the marketing genius that thought like the way we reach more people is to make a fighting game? Let's make like a niche game in a niche genre. That's surely a good marketing strategy. So there's, like I said, there's like 20 million, 30 million mobile game players, and Granblue Versus used to have like 100 people on online. Whatever. I'm not complaining. As long as you got the game, it's fine. But I don't know what they think that like a fighting game will bring in more. I think it's a money laundering scheme, to be honest with you. The back lore here is really cool. I've talked about this as well, but the unexpected route with Rising. So Rising, interesting enough, it came from rollback. So all the dudes in the West that were trolling with the sad face, remember, like, no rollback, the yellow emoji guy? They trolled the devs so hard that the devs were like, we need to add rollback to this game. But they found out it took a lot of money and a lot of time. So I think a lot of people, you know, I don't understand anything about game development, but a lot of people, I think, assume that there's like a rollback button. You press the rollback button and like, oh, okay, sorry, it's on now, it's on. But the dev said it takes a long time, a lot of money. So since it took them so long to come up with rollback, they said, why don't we just make a new game too? So that's where Rising came from. That was never like the original intention. It was just while they're making rollback, they're like, all right, let's just make a brand new game. So good stuff. All you Twitter monsters, you got us Rising. I thank you. I thank you. The power of an emoji right there. The other interesting thing too about that too is like they had been planning Rising since 2022. They said at the end of season 2. So after 6 came out, that's when they were like, all right, let's do it. So about 2 years of development for this to come out. This part, number 3, got me quite angry though. How they chose characters. I got really, really tight. I still haven't got my answer. The way they choose characters, ready? Okay, ready? I'm going to tell you. So number 1, they choose characters that are beloved by the community and very recognizable. And then number 2, they want to find characters that can fit in the fighting game. So my question is, why is Uno in the game then? I'm still tight. 3-4 years later. Why is Uno in the game over Siete? He's full of it. This guy Fukuhara is full of it, like I said. Our most favorite character, like Uno. Literally bottom 1 in the popularity polls. I got the super tight that non-answer though. But if he follows what he says in his interview though, if we just look at all the recent popularity polls, season 2, Siete's coming. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. It's hard that they also, like y'all had a little conversation, but it's very hard. If you don't know the mobile game, there's something like what? 700 characters or some, it's not 700, but it's a crazy amount of characters in that game. So like choosing who makes the cut is an impossible task. How are you not gonna put the GOAT? How are you gonna put Siete in? I don't know. Season 2 is coming. Next up was how and why 2B. Earlier I was talking about how Kayane is a weeb and French people are weebs, but apparently Kayane is a huge 2B fan. I didn't know this. She loves Nier and Nier Automata and everything. So she's a huge fangirl for 2B. And something that like didn't really like click in my head. I just assumed because 2B is everywhere. You know, Yoko Taro, that dude's a huge sellout like me. Nothing wrong with that. He said, I'll put 2B anywhere they give me money. So I figured it's just another cash grab. But it makes sense because, ready, the Granblue Relink was originally by Platinum Games. I don't know if they're still doing it, but so Cygames had been working with Platinum Games from back in the day, and also Square Enix for other stuff. So like all those people together, like all that behind the scenes shenanigans, that kind of led to 2B. And then they also said they feel like she fit in the Granblue world. Now, she asked what kind of character is 2B, so I was getting hyped. I was like, come on, she got to be simple. I want a simple, rush-down gorilla. Fukuhara said she's a complex character. So he's like, she's a complex character in the fight with like 2 swords and multiple weapons and everything. So it didn't say anything about stances, but I don't know. I'm tired of complex characters, man. Let me just get easy brain. Let me get near 2.0. I don't know. But after that, kind of started fangirling even more. So not just 2B. I like kind of because she's not just a weeb. She's a very generic weeb. So of course, who does she ask for? Here we go. It's mad funny if the director in the game is just like, where's Sephiroth? Like, she just doesn't care. Like, where's Sephiroth? He's like, I don't know. Maybe. So she doesn't just stop with saying, like, as I said, generic weeb. She said, where's Saber? I want Saber. So then she's like, put Saber in the game. And again, Fukuhara is just kind of like, I don't know about that. But look, Kayane, if you want Saber in a fighting game, I got the perfect game for you. It's called Melty Blood Type Lumina. You can get all your favorite fake characters in that game. All right, then they went over the, just real quick, talking about like the DLC season pass here. So how many characters? 6? Is it 6? I thought she said 7, but we already know all this stuff. I won't talk about it right now, but if you might be aware, these characters have been leaked since, well, they've been data mined, so we kind of know the last 2 are, but 2B being a surprise are pretty neat. And who knows, there's still a chance these could change. So far, Lucilia's, Vayne, and Beatrix, we knew those. So the last 2 were all kind of on the way, so not too exciting. But they do mention about how they're going to keep the game going and keep developing. So Season 2 is coming. Season 2 is coming. So this goes, what, until October of this year? And then Season 2, I'm hoping, man. Season 2, Season 3, I hope this game keeps going. So then they talk about esports. So again, like this interview took place at the Kayane Cup, which was the Side Games qualifier. And it was just like a very good, where he's like, look, we care about esports. We want to support the scene. He stole a quote from Mori, where esports is how the devs communicate with the players, like how you have good communication with the players and everything, how you connect with the community there. So it's kind of not like big news, but just reassuring to know that they are heavily invested, right? There was times in vanilla Granblue where it felt like the devs were kind of pulling out. They're like, nah, we're done with this game, but it seems like they're here to stay, which is a really good sign. Let me get my big camera for this one. But this is the next one. Kind of was like, how about them balance patches, bro? Let me find where does she say it? Kind of being the GOAT interviewer, she's talking about balance patches. So she's like, yeah, the game's really good, but you need to balance this game. She's like, some characters are too strong, and look at it. She calls right to the director. She says, Dash L is too strong. That's so godlike. Right to his face. And he's just like, yes, we are aware. Yes, we know. Like, we're sorry, Kayane-san. We apologize. So he says they are aware of the balance issues, but the big thing that comes from this, and here's the lore. If you went around for vanilla Granblue, they overpatched this game. When the game first came out, like once a month to once every 2 months, and these were big patches. Characters would completely change, healers would be flipped on their head very, very quickly. So it's kind of annoying to play the game back then because you never knew it was going to stick and what was going to stay. So Fukuhara said, for Rising, we're not going to do that. We're going to hold off on the patches and instead release them in less frequent, but way like big changes and everything, which is, it's good. It's good news, but sometimes you got to put out an emergency patch. Sometimes you got to take the L as a dev and be like, look, we messed up, emergency patch real quick. So like, I'm kind of tight because I was hoping in February we would get some changes, like kind of said the 6XL, some changes to a couple of the top tiers, maybe a certain girl that they're going to talk about next, but it seems like that's not happening. So if they're not going to patch the game, then I'm going to run top tier. That's it. I tried building a near army to get people getting angry. I'm going to make the 6 army right after this. We're starting 6. We're going to ruin this game until the devs step in and fix it. Now, the next part. So Kayane asked the hard-hitting question about the balance patch. She's like, the game characters are too strong. Fix Dash L. And then she went into discussion about Nier. So I got super hyped. I was like, here we go. She's about to be like, yo, Nier is busted. This character's stupid. You have to fix her. I was ready. I was super hyped. And what did she say? I'm a Nier player. Please don't nerf Nier. We lost her. I was like, kind of stocks going up. I was like, this is the best interview of all time. And then plummet. She's just like, I play Nier, don't nerf her. And then she's also like, just asking questions about like, was Nier based off like 2B Nier and everything? Not really, but I'm just gonna skip it. I was disappointed. I'm sorry. Honestly, the latter half is not really my cup of tea. They just kind of discuss about Relink. So Relink, I'm sure if you're a Granblue fan, you're really, really excited. I'm not that excited. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna mess around with it, but it just, his idea of having Relink is reaching a new audience. And then they talk about having like people that play Relink and people that play Rising, they'll become interested in the main game, which will further make them interested in the other game. So like making that ecosystem of just everybody playing different games. So he thinks that it's pretty healthy, which is a good idea. I hope it works. They call it the cross-media effect there. He even talked about he wants to keep making more Granblue games, including a rhythm game. Don't do it. That's what happened with my favorite series, Persona, right? They made a fighting game, it flopped. They made a music game, they realized that's where the money's at, and then we never saw the fighting game ever again. So if they make a Granblue rhythm game, it's over for Rising. So don't do it. I'm begging you, Fukuhara. They asked him his favorite characters. He gave a cop-out answer. As a director, he's like, I love all characters equally, and especially Lucilius, as in like the DLC. I was like, he's chilling. He's lying. But yeah, he likes Nier. He's lying. He's definitely a Nier player. The fact that Nier hasn't got legs cut off, that's a Nier player. The French's favorite character. This kind of interesting to see, though. It's just like, kind of like, well, the most popular character out here in France is Narmaya. And Fukuhara was like, yeah, I know. He's like, everywhere I go, he's like, whether it's Asia, like America, Europe, he's like, everybody loves Narmaya. Personally, I don't get it. I don't dislike her, but I don't know how she's that popular. I don't know how Narmaya is like light years ahead of everybody else. She's not even the best draft. There's way better. There's way better. But anyway, that's kind of like, oh yeah, Narmaya's very popular. Then closing messages, nothing really to say, just like, thank you for playing. But like I said, there's a very brief summary. If you're still watching, thank you. But if you want to learn more, if you want to see all the little details, like I said, go watch the interview from Kayane. It's really, really good. Very, very friendly. And shout outs to actually Fukuhara for sitting down in the hot seat and getting grilled by Kayane. Look at his face. You can tell he was not happy. He was suffering. He thought this was going to be a Japanese interview where they're like, oh, your game is so amazing. Great job. And he just says, thank you. She got on his ass. We got to bring Kayane out to like Evo and just interview all the devs and just get all the dirt. But anyway, there you go. Little update. Unfortunately, my big takeaway, aside from the cool little information, my big takeaway as a competitive fighting game player is their patch stance. My dream of the February patch is not coming, but when will be the patch? And if they said they're going to release them way less but bigger, I guess we have to wait until I would say April, because the finals they talked about they like esports too. They're pushing esports. The finals are March 21st, 22nd, the end of March. So they don't want to mess with their tournament schedule. They'll probably wait until the finals are done, announce the patch at the finals, and then release like early April or something. So sorry, boys. You got 2-3 more months of Nier and 6 just terrorizing the net play ranks there. If you watch it, what do you think? What was interesting information? Got any other cool information? Let me know. Something cool I forgot to mention, but like, I didn't know Relink had been in development since 2016. I knew it was in development hell, but 2016? Is that why it looks like a PS2 game? Is that why? I don't know. But anyway, shout out to Connie, shout out to Dev. If you guys are watching, thank you. Hit that sub button, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's enjoy some Rising. Anyway, peace.